We're coming in hot with inspiring guests, witty banter, and colorful commentary for today's veterans and military community. This is the Tango Alpha Lima podcast.
They call me crazy cause I'm facing all my giants. They try to scare me into thinking I can fight it. They tell me I should never even think of trying. But that's just me, I'm gonna live out in defiance.
All right, my friends, alphas all across the land. Welcome back to the Tango Alpha Lima experience. The person waving in the background over there is Ashley Marigor-Bulja. I'm Jeff Daly, and we are here for you today. What do you think?
We are always here for the people, always here for folks.
And I think
it's a pleasure to serve.
We just got through 9/11, so I hope everybody's good to go. We're going to jump right into the stories. Oh, we have a topic one. It's very educational in nature, sort of.
All right, let's lean into it, folks. All right, Florida's plan to recruit uncertified vets to become teachers is a stupid idea.
That's not from us.
Task and Purpose wrote this article. So it starts off, veterans have superpowers, right? Jobs that normal people devote their lives to learning how to do. Learning how to do vets can do easily. That's very jumbled. I'm sorry.
It's sarcasm. It's veterans have superpowers. Jobs that normal people devote their lives to learning how to do, vets can do easily.
Thanks for reading that so beautifully. You're so good at sarcasm.
I really am.
Well, in the story, it says, or in the worst case scenario, pick up a job by virtue of having gone to boot camp or something, right? So with that being said, in spite of those abilities, we're also told that a vast number of vets are unemployed. Shocker. And need any work that they can get. So politicians like to use veterans as a pool of manpower when devising fake solutions for problems they don't want to solve. Oof, enter Florida. This is the article, folks. I'm reading it to you line by line here.
Let's go.
Florida has a shortage of 9,000 teachers. So Governor Ron DeSantis is allowing veterans to become teachers without bachelor degrees or teaching certificates. If you have 60 college credits, about half of what a degree requires, 4 years in the military with an honorable or medical discharge, and can pass a competency test on the subject you're teaching, then you can teach the future leaders of America, at least in Florida. This is an absurdly low bar. It doesn't even require an associate's degree, just the requisite number of credits for one, meaning a vet could be too dumb to graduate community college and still become a teacher under this program. This is the article's words, not mine. This is wild to me. I think it's incredibly insulting to those who are pursuing education and are getting the 4-year degrees and are seeking the positions who are still undervalued and underpaid and underappreciated. Like really undervalued, underappreciated, same thing. This is
remember,
wild.
There's 9,000 shortage. So the people, there's not enough people. I'm not saying this is a good idea, but on the flip side, there's not enough people applying for these jobs. 9,000 of them.
Well, I mean, look at the environment. Look at everything that has happened during COVID. I think a lot of people took advantage of the school systems that were like, having their kids all day, right? People didn't understand the complexities of education and childcare, like just, to layer on all of that. And then you had large portions of walkouts. And obviously Florida is not, shy about all kinds of stuff going on there. But I mean, respectfully, I'm not shocked that there's a shortage. This is not an anomaly for Florida. It's happening in other states. I just think that
but other states aren't saying vets that don't have enough credits to graduate community college to jump in. Now, California did say years ago that for substitute teachers, if you had any degree, you still had to graduate college, or that you were going to graduate within a year. You did not need a teaching certificate to get a substitute teachers. I mean, you had to know how to work audiovisual equipment and show a movie. But it's I think this is taking it to another level. I think it's placating to the veteran community in kind of a insulting, in kind of an insulting way, as well as insulting the education system. And like Holly said, this is going to give a lot of content to the Florida Man memes in the future, because
just
these
poor
kids,
Madison memes everywhere.
They're going to be petting gators and not knowing why that's a bad thing. Woo, Florida. Can't wait to talk to my post chaplain, Donna Calloway, University of Florida graduate, and hear what she has to say about this, because she's thinking about moving back and she has a child who will be going to school. So I'm just saying, her kid's going to get knife handed if they give the wrong answer. Are you kidding me? 2 + 2 is 4. Anyway.
Didn't we just have another state? Was it New Mexico, Arizona, that was having National Guard folks come in to be substitute teachers?
Wasn't that security?
Was security?
I don't know.
There's some things going on. Some things are happening in the United States of America. We're just, figuring it out as we go.
And interestingly, like our last episode, I'm going to say that idea is not particularly well thought out. But you know who does think things out? My friend Liz Hartman and her friend Adin Colón. They were going to be joining us today after the break. Liz is a Marine Corps veteran, commander of Post 539 in New Bern, North Carolina. She and a group of fellow veterans established the March for the 22, an event to raise awareness and help end veteran suicide. Adin Colón is a retired U.S. Army sergeant and Bronze Star recipient with multiple combat tours under his belt, and he co-organized March for the 22 with Liz. We're going to be right back with not one, but both of these very capable and inspiring individuals after the break.
Raising money for your American Legion programs has never been so easy. Terry Lynn Fundraising offers customized fundraising programs, dedicated support, discounts and incentives, and premium products for your members to sell. We're talking delicious nuts, confections, and snack mixes that will keep your supporters coming back for more. You can see how simple and effective Terry Lynn can be to use for your next fundraiser when you request a free tasting sample at terrylynn.com/AL. Check it out and get ready to have the most successful fundraiser yet. Visit terrylynn.com/AL. If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. With passage of the PACT Act, the government is ready to be held accountable. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call True Law at 833-686-4242. That's 833-686-4242, or visit justicecamp.lejeune.com/TAL.
And welcome back to the Tango Alpha Lima Experience. Today is a special day. We typically have one guest. Today we have two. So if you're watching this one today, if we had a buy 10 episodes, get one free, you would get 2 punches today, because we have Liz Hartman and Adin Colón from Post 539 in New Bern, North Carolina. Love that. Before we get started, Ashley usually asks the first question, but what I have is not a question. It is a tribute. Your post is how many members?
236.
236. I sometimes can get that at a meeting. My post is over 1,300 right now, but we are inspired by a little post by, do you remember yet what I went to get off?
Oh, yes, fridge? I do remember what you got off. Yeah,
I have this on my fridge. What we do. It's a list of things. I'm going to scan it and send it to Holly to put it in the notes and such, because you guys do so much for such a little post. I would have you here talking about things like taking somebody off the streets, getting them temporary housing, getting them education, getting them a job, and putting them in permanent housing, taking somebody all the way through the process, because nobody else I know is doing stuff like that. Nobody else I know is doing the stuff you're going to talk about today. So these are, when you tell these stories, I need you to think about the fact they're not ordinary. People with more resources, both human and fiscal, are not doing them. And you're here today and you're going to inspire, no pressure. So we typically introduce you both, but I'm going to before Ashley jumps in, I'm going to let you guys give a little introduction of each other. So whoever goes first has the responsibility. If you roast the other one, you're probably going to get roasted back. So life has consequences, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to let Liz and Adin introduce each other. Liz, do you want to start?
Sure. So Adin is the real powerhouse today. He is the brains behind March for the 22, really the creator of it. This was his baby, and he was just so kind enough that he let me come in and help him get this done. Adin is a marketing salesperson right now with Bymark Advertising, a retired sergeant first class from the U.S. Army, and he is a Bronze Star recipient from his multiple deployments overseas.
That is the nicest I've ever seen you. This consequence thing really is
I know. I keep seeing him place.
Oh boy.
Adin, who's that person over there?
Well, Liz Hartman is being very modest and humble because she is the powerhouse, and she's inspired a lot of veterans in this area to not only join the Post 539, but also to work with each other and build a community of veterans in this very small town. And this, like you said, it's a small post. Liz is a financial advisor with Edward Jones. She served in the Marines and was a linguist.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's normally the sound Marines make, apparently.
Yeah.
She calls me the powerhouse, but she's the absolute powerhouse. She's the brains. She's the one that got this thing, the March for the 22, up and running. It may have been my idea, but it wouldn't have happened without the inclusion of Liz into it. And this whole community is just is very proud to have her at, not only just the veterans, but she's just doing so much. And if you ever meet Liz, she's small, but she does so much. It's unbearable to think what this post would be like without her.
Adin, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, you don't cry. You got the tear ducts removed in boot camp, right? So I will say I have met Liz because we did National Legion College together. It's funny, I didn't talk to her for the first few days, and then one day we were at the hospitality suite, and she goes, "Sit down, tell me about Jeff Daly." And you feel like,
man, you opened a real book there.
I really did.
When Liz
I didn't say
says
one word after that.
You just follow orders. You just do what you're told. Okay, so we're all in this. We're ready. We're going to talk about important stuff now. Let me put on my serious face. Ladies and gentlemen, we always start these days off with Ashley Marie Gorbulja, and she's going to ask the first question.
Of course. Thank you, Jeff. Also, Jeff, I just want to let you know that we're evenly matched here. We have 2 Marine, 2 Army, so that usually doesn't happen on the show. So.
You know what's adorable is cool. She thinks that's even.
Keeping it equitable.
That's adorable.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Oh, I'm here for y'all. Okay, let's get it going. So let's talk about being a small post. I can tell you from firsthand experience, I know what it's like to run a very tiny post. I ran a university post at the University of Akron for a while. It is no small feat, especially when you are trying to garner support and resources and motivate people in a volunteer capacity. So my first question, Liz, is to you. As a commander of the American Legion Post 539, how do you utilize like your time and service and leadership and skills to, mobilize a community?
So first off, I was a zip. I don't know if you know that, but go Zips.
Was an accurate. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
You enjoy that. How I don't know how I motivate people. It is very convenient that we're within a stone's throw distance to Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. So we do have a large active duty Marine Corps population and an equally large retired military population where we're at. And my goal was to just be in the public, be serving, whether it was taking trash off the streets or visiting people in the nursing homes or doing this hike. My whole vision was just to be the go-to group of folks for help. And because of that, people wanted to get involved and they wanted to take part, and it sort of just snowballed from there.
Snowball effect works
It
every
really does
time.
work. It does.
One moment you're picking up trash, next thing you know, you're getting phone calls and people want to give you money, and then they want to hold
Exactly.
events,
You
and they're
just
like,
take the
hey,
money and the trash. It's great.
yeah, just clean it up. That's what we call that. We just clean it up, left, right, and center.
Exactly.
Adin, this is the moment where you have to realize that you have to interrupt people from Ohio because they're speaking some weird language that only they understand. You, Liz, you can tell the inspiring story of, yes, you can escape Ohio and make something great of yourself.
You
That's your
can, but I
inspiring-
will say that Ohio still reigns supreme. I can't imagine how pathetic it would be to be from the state up north. It's such a
reign supreme,
shameful
maybe Taco
existence.
Bell supreme from what I've seen.
We ain't talking about no fourth meals right now, sir.
Adin.
Okay, we'll save that for later. No
Ashley,
fourth meal.
Ashley, calm your Buckeye.
Oh.
Adin,
Yes, sir.
we're here to talk about something more important than state rivalries, because clearly Michigan's superior anyway. Why waste our time? You guys are doing something called the March for 22, and Liz gave you credit for conceptualizing it. So take us through what made you think of it, and how'd you get it started, and where are you at?
Well,
and is it actually on March 22nd?
It is not. It's March for the 22, and it's done every year. So it's going to be our third year. We do it on Veterans Day.
Okay. Veterans Day, good second choice. Yeah.
So the first year was in 2019 actually, and I had I met Liz, and I told her that I was intending on marching 22 miles to bring awareness to the 22 veterans that commit suicide daily, and I was going to carry a big old American flag. And she was like, "Well, you're not doing it alone." And and I actually tore my ACL that year, so it didn't happen in 2019. So in 2020, we started it, and it was just, we had only a couple dollars to actually get the word out there, and we only had 10 people marching, and we raised about $4,500 for American Legion Post 539 to actually put towards our local veterans in the community. And so then that was 2020. In 2021, it grew exponentially from 10 people to over 230, marching through the streets of New Bern. And we started 22 miles out, and then picked up people at the 22-kilometer mark, and then we picked up people at the 2-kilometer mark. So that, we have different options for the length. And yeah, so it just started with me telling Liz that I was intending to march, and she was like, "Well, you're not doing it alone." And then in 2020, it was born.
Aww. Liz, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think that's the whole mission from this march, is that it's not a run. We don't run different lengths. We don't run alone. We hike together this entire miserable, gruesome distance. And I think it was hilarious that Adin genuinely thought he would be able to do this alone, and no one was going to walk by his side. And Adin can testify to this. 22 miles hiking by someone side by side, even if they're a stranger, by the end of it, you are best friends. You know everything about the person beside you, and it really bonds you. And I think that is what our whole mission was. We wanted to make sure every veteran knew that no matter how long your journey was, we were going to be by your side. No matter how dark it got, you could always turn to us.
And I'd like to also add, yes, it is 22 miles, but it's also 22 miles with 22 pounds on your back. And that doesn't come off until we reach the finish line.
What the ruck?
Yeah, but we do have a 22K route and a 2K route to make it easier for the people who just, the 2K route's like our beer crawl route where you can chug a few and then join us at the end. So there's other options.
It gets interesting.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I'd probably try to combine the two. Take the beer chug and then that sounds amazing. And and I've talked to you about this before, but this is the first time that the concept of the group camaraderie being a big benefit of it, as opposed to just the external bringing awareness and raising funds. Sounds like it brings your post and your community together a little bit, especially when you're marching next to people or with people. So that sounds awesome. Yeah, Ashley got something.
Yeah, I always
silently emote.
Silently emote, Jeff.
Yeah.
So one of the things I always like to ask folks, especially when you're putting together like rucks or walks or runs, like we've been doing a really big push for the American Legion, 100 Miles for Hope, really engaging with physical activity, trying to reduce stigma, increasing, between our buddy checks, everything that we've been doing from a health and wellness standpoint. How can, or let me rephrase. I know there are a lot of posts out there that would want to emulate something like this or have a blueprint. And I always look to folks who are doing it well and right to provide that guidance for other American Legion members out there, or anyone who's interested in having something like this to unite their community. So what kind of tips or kind of like blueprint could you give in just a very Cliff Notes way to encourage American Legion posts out there to do in likeness to what you're doing?
I mean, you can just go to our website, marchforthe22.us, and genuinely just steal it all if you would like, because that is, and then send me the checks because it's from us. No.
Royalties. Got it.
Yes. But yeah, so on our website, you can see how we have a map, how we lay it out. You can see how we have pit stops. Because like you said, that's a long route. We want to make sure people are safe. You can also see our, Adin, what's the thing that we called where you have to check it? The liability waiver. So, I mean, all of those different aspects are available on our website. It also discusses sponsorship opportunities. So posts can learn how we've monetized the event in order to bring money back into the post. I'm pretty sure that darn website has everything people could ever need to just kind of copy the event. In fact, there's a group of girls up in Maryland that are planning on doing a 22-mile ruck this year, and they've already reached out and asked if they could steal the likeness of our images, and then they could just send us the check. So they've sort of already gone that route. So feel free to take it. Send me royalties. Post 539.
Yeah, and some subtleties.
Check out to post 539.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, to add to what Liz was saying, some subtleties that a lot of people don't think about is we do have law enforcement escort to make sure that the entire group is safe. So we have a vehicle in front of us as well as behind us to make sure, because we're walking on the side of highways here, and we start at, old dark 30. So, it's kind of, and it's the day after the Marine Corps birthday. So
we're hungover.
See, another thing is like, oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can smell it through the formation. It's wonderful.
Really
bathroom breaks are obviously very necessary. So, but if you're walking on the side of the highway, you don't necessarily have that kind of luxury. So we have porta potties installed, strategically placed throughout the march for our breaks, as well as we have a fallout truck for if anybody gets, twist an ankle or just can't continue, and those are just some of the subtleties that you're not going to see on the website that we would encourage for people to utilize.
And on that, can I throw something in there? We're like bouncing off each other so well, Adin.
Yeah, this is your show.
On the fallout truck aspect, that was a huge, I have to shout out our title sponsor, Toyota of New Bern. We actually partnered with a local dealership to provide the fallout truck. And when they heard of the idea, they were like, heck yeah, drive our trucks for 22 miles. We want to be a part of it. So always be thinking about how if you're going to reach out to the police department, if you're going to reach out to a Toyota of New Bern, they're going to partner with you and they're going to elevate your event to the next level also. It's all a partnership.
Nice. So you got some, Ashley, or you want me to?
I'm so excited. I enjoy this. I miss
march on
doing a lot of the community at events. So I'm excited to get back into that with my local post.
November 11th, come on down. We have a hotel block for you.
Super producer Holly might have plans for us, but I'm wondering if this can be done, other times of the year so that I could participate. And definitely in LA, we would want that police escort. 22 miles takes you through a lot of different areas in a city like this. I walk 3 miles home from my post on days where I shouldn't drive, and I go through very different stuff in just 3 miles. I can't imagine what we would go through in 22 miles. So I think it's important to note again that you're doing things that people aren't doing. And some people do events that are great and do all that, but you're incorporating corporate sponsorships. You're incorporating the community storytelling that I preach from the mountaintops, like Liz preached the PACT Act. Like seriously, with that same
Legion.org/action.
So Holly, can you put the what is that?
Legion.org/action, please.
Oh yeah, legion.org/action. That's what she does on her legislative council chairperson
Chairwoman,
duties.
chairperson.
And
Love it.
What?
Nothing. Sorry, I didn't mean to
She
interrupt.
just throws these little things.
I
out
just
when I'm
get so
talking.
excited. I get so excited. You don't understand.
So so you have this one coming up. Do you anticipate that it's going to get any bigger? Are you this year?
Adin and I are terrified in a good way, because I would be shocked if we didn't hit 500 walking across the finish line this year. Like genuinely shocked.
And I heard one of our classmates, Amy Muse, is flying in for this.
Yes, Amy Muse is flying in for it. We do have hotel blocks. We had a big, I mean, Adin knows this probably better than I do. We had a huge request from the Raleigh area and the DC area for people to come in. So we partnered with the city in order to ensure that we had accommodations this year.
And I kind of do. I want everyone to hear the word partner, because a lot of people in the American Legion I talk to don't take on the significant because they think they have to do it all themselves, and then it becomes overwhelming. And you just keep saying partner, and maybe it will get through to them. They don't listen to me, but I think the person that said, sit down, tell me about Jeff Daly, would be the one to try to, I just said be the one with, that's gonna probably come up in the break. You're also, if we can go there now, because you're doing suicide awareness. So tell me about all of the suicide awareness things and how you think you fit in.
Adin, do you want to take that one?
Sure. You know, with living in a community there are several veterans here, but there's also people that just don't know what veterans go through, don't know what active duty has been through or is going through. And so we like to, and there's still that stigma about, you know, receiving help for mental health. And so we're trying to eradicate that stigma, as well as promote the idea of veterans helping veterans and community helping veterans. And we, like Liz said, we do that through partnerships. And I mean, we have Liz and the Post 539 have put together like kayak excursions and classes. And yes, sometimes we get together and just have a beer. And yet, of course, you know, veterans will only have one beer and that's it. But you know, there's a lot of events that Liz and this Post is doing for our veterans, that is getting the community to sit down with veterans so we can tell our story and they can better understand it from our lips instead of seeing it, you know, from, you know, bad movies or you know, just, you know, that kind of thing. And as well as veterans are removing that stigma, that so we can reach out and ask for help when we need it.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for us. So even if you go to our website, marchforthe22.us, we even have a page dedicated to Be the One, because what we found was so many people felt like they couldn't even speak. They didn't feel like they had a voice. And we wanted to make sure that we wanted to really ensure that not only one demographic felt they had a voice. So let's think about Monday with the, I apologize. Let's think about Monday with the anniversary of the fall of Afghanistan. We wanted to ensure that OIF vets and OEF vets had a place to talk, but we also wanted to ensure that Vietnam vets had a place to talk, because for generations they've been holding their feelings in, and we really felt like this walk was that one way we could force a whole community together, make this walk as miserable as possible so you're forced to talk to people and bond, and then finally, you know, deal with those emotions that I think a lot of people have been pushing down. And the hike has just been a very small way, I apologize, a very small way to allow people to deal with those emotions.
We like dogs, by the way. They used to be on our bingo card when Ashley's dogs would run in. I do want to mention I'm hearing two things I think are reminiscent to me of a previous episode, maybe more partnerships, but that happens also on Veterans Day. So you guys will be pretty tired at the end of it, I'm sure. Super producer Holly, you probably remember the Veteran Town Hall episode. We've done so many now. I don't remember if it was last week or last year. Sebastian Younger, right? He does the Veteran Town Hall, and I believe that those are also on November 11th. But the idea is to give the space for people of different generations to sit there and listen. And it's part of the key component is that the community is invited. So that brings up Adin's thing that a lot of civilians don't know what military personnel go through. And I mean, if after your 22 miles, if you're prepared for a round table, that might be something to incorporate, or maybe a different set of veterans can do that that didn't just walk that far.
Yeah, we actually did a town hall. It's funny you bring that up. Last year, I think it was like October 19th, Adin was there, where we brought in veterans, their family members, the community to discuss their raw feelings in the immediate aftermath of the attack at the airport. So we are big fans of partnering with the community and getting those, I hate to use the word safe space, but those safe spaces for people to really open up and share their feelings.
Adin, you're nodding. What's going on in that noodle?
No, I mean, I think it's important. Not only this event, but this event is extremely important to me. But as well as all the other events that are happening in this community, because it's not a monkey on your back that just goes away. It's there, and it's gonna be there. So we got to learn how to deal with it, and holding all that stuff in. It makes that monkey bigger. And so, I have my good days, I have my bad days, but I know because of not only this event, but other events that Post 539 is doing or has done, it just makes me feel like if I need to talk to somebody, there's always a phone number I can reach out to. Liz is always doing buddy checks, and there's just an opportunity to be a healthy veteran in this community because of what Post 539 is doing.
Third time in the day, Ashley. Somebody says something that I have nothing to add to. It's never happened in my life, and it's happened 3 times today. You said that perfectly well. And we're gonna, Ashley, you have any questions before we head in to talk about them behind their backs, which we do.
I'll save my final thoughts for that.
Oh, she's saving. But they were so nice to each other. I can't imagine not saying anything nice about them, except for, and I do want to go back to Legion College, because District 5 are the best veterans alive. I don't know if you knew that, Liz.
District 3, who you want to be, but more importantly than that, you probably want to be from Ohio.
Thank you, Liz, for the win.
Liz for
here all day.
It's so, what that screams Buckeye desperation. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Speak for yourself, Michigan wannabe.
I'm a Michigan wannabe?
Yeah, you live in Cali now. When's the last time you were in?
Neither of you live in Ohio.
Listen.
I was in Ohio.
I was in Ohio.
You were in Ohio. And yet you found the airport quickly to get out of there. That's all I'm saying. Adin, where are you from?
Born in New Orleans, raised in New York.
The new.
The new. And thank you. I was like, he's got that new energy.
You got that new. So that's awesome. So I want to thank both of you for being here today, talking about the program that you're doing and inspiring people with this. Although maybe if you can make me a new one that talks about the 22, that just you have room.
March for the 22.
No, but you have room right here. you could just put it in there, because I'm gonna have it scanned and it's going across America. And also make sure you put your post number and stuff on here. That's not on here. I truly feel like this is a document of inspiration, and I truly feel like what you're doing is it's having the immediate effect of helping people. But honestly, and I'm not blowing smoke up hindquarters here, it is inspiring to other places. It's inspiring Hollywood Post 43 to try to do some more of these hands-on kind of things instead of just trying to raise money and give money, which you kind of fall into the habit of doing. And it's just great. So now I don't want to kick you out. I didn't even serve you coffee because I can't stand coffee, but I didn't give you a cookie or water or anything. I'm a terrible host, so I'm sure that you have to go eat, and we have to talk about you behind your back. And we're going to do that with our alphas after this break.
Family and community engagement. The American Legion meets the unique needs of local communities. We are veterans strengthening America. We are the American Legion.
All right. What'd you think of Liz and Adin?
Very inspirational. I hope that other posts visit their website, take the tools and resources available to them, and ask questions. I think it can be done. Partnerships are important, and they're vital, if not the most keystone thing that you can do as an American Legion post, is have partnerships in your community to leverage and lift up others.
Wow. And I'm going to say this while she's not on camera and can't do anything about it. National Legion College, I was in District 5. District 5, where others exist, we thrive. Because we are the best district at American Legion College by far and none. And there's nothing she can do about it, except maybe in the comment section if she watches this on YouTube, where the rest of you can also comment as well. That was a plug. I threw in a plug. But now we're into our favorite part of the day. Let me get them ready, because we're going into rapid fire. All right. So we just have two today. Because these are good ones. This one's from Legiontown. I keep reminding people, if you write something on Legiontown, it could get picked up by the website. It could possibly get picked up by the newsletter or the magazine. Probably rare, but maybe the magazine. I don't know if it's ever been done, but you can definitely get on the podcast, just like this story right here. This is from August 7th, 2022. 2 years after the 100 Miles for Hope campaign started, I am still going strong. Although I struggled at first to stay with my program, I remain committed to my daily walk of 4 to 5 miles. I have now walked a total of 2,200 miles with the goal of reaching 3,000 miles next spring. I'm proud to be a lifetime member of the American Legion, and I often walk to American Legion Post 442 next to the Charles River in Cambridge, Mass. Is that how you say it? Remember, we said every city wrong. Is it Cambridge or Cambridge? Or I think it's just Cambridge, Mass. I used to pass by the location many times without knowing what it was, but now I walk in and chat with my fellow veterans. Wow. Are you going to catch up, Ashley?
I'm gonna need some time. I've definitely fallen off the track.
3,000 miles by next spring?
No, but not by next spring. Maybe.
I actually have no excuse, because this person has to deal with winter. I don't have that problem here. I can be outside. This is, by the way, this is Dr. Paul Kim. I don't know what KWVA is, but this person's national chaplain of it, and an American Legion Post chaplain at the Post that we mentioned earlier. So this person is walking with God, I guess. Therefore, yeah, you get 3,000 miles. You can get 3,000 miles that way. I'm usually walking with a sandwich. I go about half a mile and gotta go home.
Wow.
So thank you for writing that story in the Legion. What do you think of this accomplishment?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's an incredible campaign. 100 Miles for Hope has helped so many achieve a fitness goal that otherwise may have been in the back of their mind, or they may have been just in that stop and start of wanting to, get out and be active. So I think this has helped engage a lot of our membership, and also just at large communities who are like, what's that about? And it gives us an opportunity to talk about all the amazing things that American Legion does.
Aww.
You tell I've been in the American Legion for just about 10 years now.
Yeah, but
Wild.
In this last year, you've kind of personified for good of the Legion in these little moments. I'm just saying.
Well, it is for the good of the Legion.
I'm trying to say
we might say that at the end of our meetings, for the good of the Legion.
Why are you coming back at me like I'm arguing with you?
Force a habit.
Just habit. All right.
All right.
Super producer Ollie's getting 100 miles of shoulder work. I think that means something. All right, are we ready for rapid fire number two?
Two.
All right, the Navy promises life-altering $115,000 in bonuses to lure veterans back to active duty. I'm going to need to get those 3,000 miles so I can get back in active duty shape. The Navy announced a hefty bonus aimed at enticing its veterans and veterans of other services to re-enlist. The Navy is offering a $50,000 signing bonus and up to $65,000 in student loan repayments for a life-altering $115,000. Rear Admiral Lex Walker, the head of Navy Recruiting Command, said in a news release August 6th. It's a tough year for recruiting, but I mean,
it's a whole lot of money.
If a lot of people take advantage of this, that's a ship that doesn't get built. I mean, woo, that's a big.
Yeah, it's record low percentage of young Americans who are even eligible for service, and then even fewer are willing to consider it. So, I mean,
if I was a spring chicken like yourself, I'm
like, what are the jobs? Send me.
Send me.
I'll go sailing, whatever. I'll figure it out.
Oh, did you just
I'll do it. Why not?
So that this is very, very much in contrast to what the Army did. Remember when they were like, you don't need a high school diploma or even a GED. Come on down. That's costly as well in a different way. But this is the state of our recruiting now. Okay. We have been told we are out of freaking time because somebody has to catch a plane. It's not me. It's not you. Guess who it must be? Super producer Holly. So, Ashley, can you take us out?
All righty, let's do it. Do not forget to subscribe to the Tango Alpha Lima podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are consuming your podcasts. Please leave us a review and give us a big old 5-star rating so the world knows how much you adore us. Also, if you would like to if you have a guest recommendation, go to legion.org/Tango Alpha Lima and click the suggest a guest link. We'd love to hear from you and see if we can get you on a show.
All right. So with that, I'm going to say, it's always fun when we've had this a few times when you have a friend on there. I think I did the suggest a guest link for Liz. I think I did that. And so it was great to have her on and to meet Adin. And with that, I'm just going to put it out there. This is season 3, episode 1 in 25. Not only that, this is mission